Yo guys, what is going on? Long time no see, DOF coming at you, and I just want to talk to you for a little bit about how soft on crime is hurting things in this country. And we're going to talk about some other things too that go along with that as well. What we're seeing now is the repercussions, and I'm going to give you some specific examples, repercussions of this taking bail away because they feel someone can't afford it, or just going soft on certain crimes and giving people chance after chance. Now, I don't care about somebody getting a chance, you know, every once in a while, but the chance after chance thing is just not a good thing in my opinion. So what we're seeing now is some of the fallback from this light on crime stuff that's going on. And I'm going to give you a good example here. I'm not even going to say his name, but this is an example in one of the main points of my video here. The guy that drove into a parade with a vehicle and hit a bunch of, actually what he hit hit old women and he hit children. And the reason it was specifically old women is because the old women had this group that they were like dancing and doing different things in the parade, and he hit them, and he was hitting kids too. And there was a couple undercover agents in there that actually witnessed and was able to testify in court that he was purposely swerving into him. He just didn't drive in there and then think, oh crap, and then hit the gas and then just try to, you know, make his way through and get out as soon as possible. He purposely was swerving into individuals, and that car was mangled up. You can look that up if you don't know who I'm talking about. Just look up, you know, person that hit these people in a parade. Now, nobody in the media, of course, you know, threw accusations at this and different things and hate crimes and different things. Because it didn't fit the narrative of what the media want and the agenda that the media in this country wants to push on everybody. But I don't want to stray too far off topic. Let me get to the meat of this. When they read, okay, the guy that went into the parade and hit all the people, as many as he could, and killed several people, injured several people as well. They read his past criminal history in court, and it took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes uninterrupted to read this guy's criminal history. It was everything from narcotics, having a firearm under disability, felon with a firearm, drugs with a firearm, robberies, domestic violences with females. One of the last things that just happened before this guy, you know, this may have never happened. What happened before this was he tried to run one of his kids' moms down with his vehicle, and also I believe he also hit her. So they just kept going light on this guy, going light, $1,000 bail, $1,000 bail. Here's this little sentence, get out. Here's this little sentence. The guy's criminal record literally took 10 minutes to read in court. 10 full minutes, going page after page. So this is what happens when you go soft on crime. This is what can happen. You have the wrong people out there on the streets, and it elevates them because they're never getting anything but a smack on the wrist. All these years, they almost have a sense of, they feel like they can do whatever they want and get away with it. And it's horrible. Also, you know, here's the thing. I'm trying to think if I can word this because YouTube will censor everything, and I'm trying to think how I can word this. Okay, the border's wide open. We have record numbers, and every month it's getting higher and higher of people coming into this country. And what people are doing is all over the world, people are flying into Mexico and then they're coming up through the border because they know they can get in. It's the gateway right now. And every month, it's setting a new record for the most crossings each month in history. Previously, here's the way it was set up with DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. Here's the way that it was set up. There was a deal made with the Mexican president, with the president of Mexico, that said that whoever comes up here to cross over the border, you are going to have facilities to hold that person. And you are going to have to keep them. They are going to stay on your side, and they will be held on your side until they can see a judge. Because here is what's happening, folks. A lot of people don't know, because the media of this country doesn't disseminate what is actually going on. This is what's happening on the border. There is only a certain amount of judges. If you come across the southern border, you have to go and say that you're seeking asylum because you're not coming in the right way. You're not taking the time and all the other things that you have to do to try to get here. And there's appropriate steps for that. And every country has that. You can't just flood a country just because you want to change countries. You can't just flood into another country and take it over. You have to have means of getting into the country. So if you subvert the means to get into this country and you cross illegally through the border, and then what happens is they say, well, we're seeking asylum. So when they say they're seeking asylum, they have to go before a judge to see if it is a legitimate case or not. What is going on here? So if you come into the United States seeking asylum, these judges are backlogged. There's only so many judges to hear your case that could turn you away or take you in. They're so backlogged that what they're doing to thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands of people coming across the border, they're giving you a promissory note. They have no proof of these people's names, no proof of identity, nothing. They're saying, here's a piece of paper we're going to give you that's going to give you a court date, a year, 2 years in the future, and they expect you to just show up back at this court date to have your asylum hearing. And then they cut them loose into the country. Right now, they're being flown on planes around the country secretly, and they're being put specifically in certain areas. People that are coming in illegally are getting shipped to certain parts of the country. There's undercover video all over, and they're doing it late at night, and they're putting them in certain areas of the country. That's exactly what's going on. I'm not kidding you. It's not a conspiracy. This is 100% truth that I'm telling you. Believe me when I tell you. Guys, I've been doing this since 2008. If you can believe anything I've ever told you, believe this. They are shipping them all over this country. So the judges are backlogged. I mean, we're talking a major backlog. So, before, you would have to wait on Mexico's side. You might be there 2 years, you might be there 3 years, but you would be waiting in your own country for your asylum case. This cut all those crossings down, all those illegal crossings down. People are just being let go in our country. See, that was why there was so many children trafficked. Because if you came up from Mexico with a child, they couldn't hold you in a containment cell or somewhere until you could have your hearing, because the child can't go into a cell with adult men, so they were cutting those people loose into the country. Now they have to cut them all loose because there's no room to contain people. There's so many people coming in, hundreds and hundreds of thousands. You can't contain them anywhere. So they're just cutting them loose in the country and saying, here's your piece of paper, come back at this such and such date and get your hearing done. So right now, we are securing Ukraine's border with force, with troops, while our border sits wide open. Nobody coming in is getting tested, nothing. They have no IDs, no way to tell who they are. There's no way to get any kind of information on any of these people. You're going to have a criminal element coming in there as well. People's coming from all these other countries into Mexico.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Lobby Road.
To cross into this border, into the United States. People don't realize how much of a threat and how detrimental this is to our country, the open border. by the time most people realize it'll be too late, because it's a delayed effect, you know, with these open borders like this. You just can't have open borders and let people just pour across. Who's really loving this right now? Nobody's loving this more than the cartels. The cartels have free open season to bring over everything and anything they want to right now, unfettered, and they can get whatever they want into this country. So that is who is loving this the most, is the cartels. They are benefiting more than anyone by having this like this. Now, this political correctness of soft on crime is really hurting a lot in this country. Now, I'm not in any of these big, huge cities that are being plagued with this, but crime is way up. Way up. It's going out of control. I've seen some news reports I'm not even going to tell about on here, but I've seen some news reports of stuff happening to people, and it was unreal. People in the situations that they were in and what happened to them. And I don't see it getting any better. I'm not in one of these areas with a big, huge, massive population, but this is going on in these big cities. They're starting to take stores out of places. Like I saw in California, that they're not even prosecuting. If you can just go in, I've seen a video of this, you can just go in and fill up a shopping cart full of items and walk out of the store and just take it to your car and go. I think they said they're not prosecuting anyone unless it's like $1,000 or more. So, so many people were stealing. Theft was so high. Some of these drugstores and stuff are closing down in some of these cities because they went soft on crime. Political correctness will ruin things like that. Soft on crime. And you just can't run things like that. That's what'll happen is it drives businesses out. The job market goes down. It just, you know, places will have weird hours. They won't stay open late due to theft. I saw somebody with the store workers outside. These people had a whole cart full of laundry detergent. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. And the store workers were out there calling the cops, and these people were just loading it into their car, just like they paid for it. Weren't even paying attention. Store workers were just out there on the phone calling the cops. And why they want laundry detergent is laundry detergent is kind of a commodity. And what that means is that you can, people will use laundry detergent sometimes to trade for drugs and items. Laundry detergent is a quick seller. Laundry detergent is something that's high priced that you can get in a store that you can sell in the secondary market very quickly. So that's why laundry detergent is a high commodity in theft, because it's expensive. You can barter with it, or you can sell it to people on the street pretty quickly. If you give them a break on price, people's going to buy your laundry detergent. Okay, so everybody needs it. You have to have it. And that's why laundry detergent is a big thing of theft. But this soft on crime policy is just not a good thing to have in our country. We're starting to see the effects already of it, and it can only get worse. It won't get better if you go soft on crime. If you go into a store and you steal a candy bar, you should be able to get a prosecution charge of at least a ticket for theft and get fined, right? They're letting it go up to $1,000. So I just don't understand it. You know, political correctness will ruin a country. That's the theme I always tell you guys, and it will. All right, guys, until next time, just some of my thoughts. This is DOF, and I'm out.